Why did you and Mom name me after something that's bad? Murphy's Law?
What it means is that whatever can happen, will happen.
Was she an unplanned baby or something? Whatever can happen, will happen.
I love you. Forever. You hear me?
Go for it. Main engine start.
He looked, no! He looked for her and she came back out. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around.
1.
Every hour we spend on that planet will be 7 years back on Earth.
Relativity's terrible.
Because my dad promised me.
Hi everybody, it's your girl Tofu. Today we are going to be reacting / commentating to Interstellar from 2014, directed by Christopher Nolan. I'm really excited to watch this movie for a few reasons, and the first one being is because it's directed by Christopher Nolan. He's a favorite director of mine. I love Dunkirk, for example, and I really loved watching the Dark Knight movies with you guys. I'm trying to think, what else have I seen that he's done? You know what, not as many movies as I thought. Like I thought I'd seen like way more of his movies. Anyway, every single time I see a movie of his, I love it and I enjoy myself immensely, and I especially love his use of practical effects, so I'm hoping to see some of that in this movie as well. And I've also heard that the scoring for this movie is fabulous and the cast looks so great for this film. I have had the most eventful night though, y'all, I'm not gonna lie. So I was supposed to record this like 3 hours ago, and I went on the world's longest, most random side quest ever. I'm gonna tell you what the side quest was. I was changing kind of like my cat litter box. Like I was changing it from like a piece of furniture, you know, like a disguised cat litter box that looks like furniture, but it's a cat litter box. And I was changing that to something that looks like a plant. None of that is really relevant information or backstory to this side quest, but I told it to you anyway. So I was moving out the old cat litter box. As I was like pulling it toward me to like move out the door, the bottom of it like stubbed my toe, and I was like, ah! Oh my god, that fucking hurts. And I was like, not a big deal. I take it down, and then I noticed that my sock looks a little weird when I come back up through the elevator, and I'm like, huh. I reach down, I touch my toe, I can feel my toenail like flipped up. And I was like, oh, that's new. That's not supposed to happen. Don't like that. I got into the apartment, starting to like freak out a little. I was like, I'm too scared to take this off. I'm too scared. I was like on the phone with my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, I am so scared to take my sock off, actually, because it's a sock that doesn't have any elastic. It's like just a sock, like a proper cotton sock, and it's really tight. And I was like, I'm scared to take the sock off because like I don't think I'm gonna like what I'm gonna see. So I procrastinated taking the sock off for a little bit, and I just try to get my bearings. And then I noticed, I looked down at my feet, at the socked feet, my socked feet, and I noticed that it's bleeding through the sock into my pink cat slides. There's starting to be this little pool of blood. Very little pool, but it is a pool nonetheless. And I'm like, okay. I eventually work up the nerve to take off my sock. And when I look at this toe, you guys, when I eventually look at my grippers, I am absolutely in shock. So there's blood, obviously. And then the toenail was like, half of the toenail was flipped upwards instead of like back, where toenails are supposed to lay. They're supposed to lay kind of flat, you know? Mine was like, and I was like, very concerning sight indeed. And I was like, okay. I tried to like quickly just flatten the toenail back where it's supposed to be, and I screamed. It was very, very painful. Probably the most amount of pain I've been in since like I got my wisdom teeth removed. Which, by the way, don't ever do without going fully like under, like be knocked out for that shit. I was there for like three hours for 2 teeth, and they were like just digging in there. At one point, one lady actually had to keep my mouth open because like the anesthesia made my mouth close, and I have like a smallish mouth, I guess. I don't know. After about like 30 or 40 minutes of procrastination, I suddenly have the most brilliant idea known to mankind. I'm like, I love baths. Like, I love taking a bath. Baths are like the best thing ever in the history of ever. And what happens when I usually take a bath? Oh, that's right. I stay in for 2 hours. Way too long, by the way, don't do that. 2 to 4 hours for the bath. And what happens to my toes when I'm in the bath? I get all pruny. And what happens to my toenails? they're like paper. They just get more pliable, if that makes sense. So I'm like, gigabrain time. I just do a little foot soak for 40 minutes, and that should soften up the nail enough for me to just kind of pop it back into place. So I'm soaking my feet, watching TV while I do it, because I'm not just gonna fucking sit there and twiddle my thumbs. I start to think of ways. I start to plot and scheme a little on how I can possibly alleviate the amount of pressure my poor big toe is facing at this point in time. I continue to have more brilliant ideas, like ever. The most brilliant ideas ever conceived by any person ever. I first trimmed part of the nail that was like sticking up like that, when it's supposed to be here, keep in mind, sticking up like that. I trim a little. So instead of like this, it's like that. So I trim a little to kind of alleviate some of the pressure that's on the middle of that nail bed when it's flipping up instead of laying flat like it's supposed to. This is where I really start to get smart. I take the scissors that were like the eyebrow cutting scissors that I had, very small, and I start in this nail that's like sticking out. I start cutting these little tiny, I'm gonna call them teeth, into the nail that's sticking up out of my toenail, right? I make these little teeth, little tiny incisions into the nail that's flipping up so that I can individually start trying to move these guys down without having to move the entire nail at once. I thought this would be a better way to alleviate all of the pressure. I was slowly able to start trying to wrench some of these guys back. It was not budging great, I'll tell you that. And I thought that eventually if I applied enough pressure on these individual tongs on the nail that I had created with the scissors, that eventually it would all kind of just snap into place like it's supposed to be. And I was correct. Eventually, I moved these enough so that it all just snapped and my nail went back to normal. And now I don't feel pain in the toe. And now I get to sit here and watch a movie for 3 hours and forget all of my toenail woes. So that was the great toenail incident of 2024. Was I excited to tell you about it? I don't know if that's the right word for it, but it was definitely at the forefront of my brain. And it was the most eventful thing that's happened to me in a while. And I'm a boring person. I do not like eventful things happening to me, but the whole thing was just quite eventful. And if I had to suffer through it, then quite frankly, you have to suffer through me describing it to you in great detail, because I think all of our lives are greatly improved now that I've shared with you.
Stop it. Get some help.
Because Reddit wasn't very helpful, believe it or not. So if you ever find yourself stubbing your toe to the extent that half of your toenail just flips upwards the wrong way, now you know to soak it for 40 minutes in hot water and try to keep the water like hot throughout the 40 minutes, like redo the water every now and then. And then you'll know to cut like, you know, little slits in the toenail to alleviate some of the pressure and individually put the toenail back, and then eventually it will all snap back into place. So you're welcome. I thought this was information that we can all benefit from since I had to learn the hard way. But now my toenails are nice and soft and where they're supposed to be, on my toes, and I'm really excited to forget all of my troubles and worries and to just sit down, chill out a little, and have a relaxing night just watching a movie with you. That's what I really want. That's what I really need. And now that we've had the longest intro of all time with the most superfluous amount of information one could ever want in an intro, way too much information, of course, I think it's finally time that we can get into today's episode. We can get into today's movie. Let's do it. Good luck, Harley. I'm so sorry. Love you so much. Someone needs to get a feather duster up in here. My goodness. There's like half an inch of dust on those shelves, or asbestos, or whatever is raining down from the sky onto it.
Computer says you're too tight.
I thought that was someone's bald head. Now knowing Nolan, those are probably practical effects right there, huh? Him and his planes.
Go back to bed.
Is that Renesmee from Twilight?
I guess I can't describe it. It was just constant, just that.
Feels like a documentary. Oh my goodness. That's how it's being filmed. What time period is this supposed to be in? Is it supposed to be set in 2014 when it was made? Is that Timothy Chalamet Bing Bong? God, he's so young here.
You gotta record the facts, analyze, get to the how and the why, then present your conclusions.
The way he purrs his words, I've always loved me some Matthew McConaughey.
Repopulating the Earth. Start pulling your weight, young man.
Maybe this is like, not post-apocalyptic, but like pre-apocalyptic.
Find the gear, dumbass. Grind it.
Shut it!
Got the spare, Tom?
That is the spare.
Oh no. She kicks it. Oh, I love her. Her name's Murph. She's adorable.
Why did you and Mom name me after something that's bad? Murphy's Law.
What it means is that whatever can happen will happen.
Was she an unplanned baby or something? Whatever can happen will happen. Is this a drone? Well, yeah, I think it's too small for anyone to fit inside it. But the crops! Maybe these ones aren't so important.
Solar cells can power an entire farm.
Are they gonna try and capture it so they can use it? Well, no wonder they've already had to use the spare tire if they're doing shit like this all the time.
We lost it.
No, we didn't.
He got it. So did we hijack it? And like steal it? My dad liked drones. He's dead. Wait, it's way bigger than I thought it was. It looked so small up in the sky.
Maybe the sun cooked its brain, or it was looking for something.
Maybe it was looking for us. Maybe it's fate.
This thing needs to learn how to adapt, Murph. Like the rest of us.
So something did happen to this version of the universe they're in.
That's a surveillance drone with outstanding solar cells. It's Indian.
Take a seat.
They're like, we do not give a shit.
You're telling me it takes 2 numbers to measure your own ass, but only 1 to measure my son's future?
Oh, he's got a point.
We don't need more engineers. The world needs farmers. Miss Hanley's here to talk about Murph.
Oh, what's going on with Murph?
She brought this in to show the other students the section on the lunar landings.
You don't believe we went to the moon?
I believe it was a brilliant piece of propaganda that the Soviets bankrupted themselves, pouring resources into rockets and other useless machines.
You know, one of those useless machines they used to make was called an MRI. And if we had any of those left, the doctors would have been able to find the cyst in my wife's brain.
Oh.
And then she'd have been the one sitting there listening to this, because she was always the calmer one.
Oh my goodness.
So we thought it would be best to bring you in and see what ideas you might have for dealing with her behavior on the home front.
There's a game tomorrow night. I think I'll take her to that.
Oh my god, he's so fucking funny. I love him. Oh my god.
I got you suspended.
What?
So I feel like one parent-teacher conference actually told us so much about the world that they're living in, we're living in now. It answered the question about where was the mom? What's she doing? She died of a tumor or cyst or whatever because they don't have MRI machines anymore. I don't know what happened to the MRI machines exactly, but clearly we don't have them anymore. And I guess other technology might be failing us. Or maybe it's because there's no one to do maintenance on them or make them anymore, as the first guy was talking about. We need farmers to make food. So like, I wonder what happened. Was it something to do with the atmosphere? Was it like a plague? They call it the blight, but like what specifically made our food like run out? Or is it just because like we wasted so much of it, it just ran out? Because that's kind of the trajectory that we're on right now, right? Like I think I read something like a while ago that was saying how in 20 years we won't have like any more fish to eat or whatever. So and then with like global warming and everything, like maybe this very much could be our reality at some point, where we have to divert all of our resources into making food and not anything else, because the food situation will be so dire. It'll be either the food or probably more likely like a water crisis, right? So far, everything about what we've seen is like really intriguing to me, because it doesn't seem that far-fetched. This very likely could happen. And then we would have to be so stringent with our resources that if someone at 15 years old displays an excellent knack for being a farmer, a nepo baby of farmerism, farming, they'd be just that. They wouldn't get opportunities to try all this other stuff because they don't have time for people to figure out what they want to do with their lives, and if they want to be an artist or a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer, they have to have farmers. So it just brings up a really interesting like ethical dilemma to me, because on one hand you really kind of do understand why the government would like want to lie to its citizens and censor, you know, things like the Apollo mission to put a damper on people who might get curious or might want to do things besides being a farmer, or who might, as they said, might want to, you know, leave the planet and go up to the moon, when their priorities are so specific and the problems are so life or death, that they need everyone to focus mental resources, physical resources on I guess, the food crisis and not anything else. So the censorship almost makes sense in a way, but it's also just bad. Like, censorship is just bad also. In an ideal world, we wouldn't have to, you know, almost manipulate people into being farmers. We could just be straight up with them and be like, look, get it, you want to go to space or whatever it is that you want to fucking do, but we need people to be in the fields. And I feel like the first guy who was speaking as opposed to the lady counselor, I feel like he was a lot more realistic about the whole thing, whereas she was like actually kind of believing in the conspiracy of like we'd never gone into the moon and everything. And I think they represent like two different sides, like the realists and the people who are like fully, you know, eating up the propaganda almost of, oh, the Apollo missions aren't real. And it was really cool to see them side by side. And then you see Cooper, who I don't know where he stands except for the fact that he doesn't like either of them. So I think that's his stance. And it was just such a fun, juicy, like little scene right there. Like there's just so much that we could talk about in just like, you know, the first 13 minutes of this movie so far. So it just, it makes me so excited to see the rest of the movie. It also makes me feel so sorry for the editor, for my editor who has to edit, you know, this 3-hour movie down into like an hour-long video and plus all my yapping. And it also makes me feel bad for all those like hundreds of comments I'm gonna get about my talking. But to be quite frank, if you had wanted someone to just sit here and like watch the movie with eyes glazed over, I mean, there's plenty of people who do that. Love them for that, but that's never been a thing on this channel. Not a single time have I like sat here in silence and just been like, wow. Like that's not the kind of movie reaction you're ever going to get from me. So yeah, let's keep our expectations realistic, like apparently the government is in this movie. It's such a testament to good storytelling when you can choose to have so much information be given to an audience member in just such a short scene. Like I feel like it was very deliberate on, you know, the director's end, the storyteller's end. This is a large tire. Oh my goodness.
In case the ghost is trying to communicate. I'm trying, Morse.
I just don't think your bookshelf's trying to talk to you.
How would Morse translate to books falling off of the shelf, though? I'd probably go by title if I was a ghost trying to get a message across.
I hear your meeting at the school didn't go so well.
It could have gone better.
But 6 billion people, and every last one of them trying to have it all.
Was it just human greed that got us to this point?
I like our farm.
That's probably for the best, then, that he's gonna like what he has to do. Dust storm? I feel like those masks won't do a whole lot against dust. Maybe they will, though. I'm not really a mask expert. I feel like a ventilator might be helpful, but again, I don't really know my masks like that. Oh, I feel like the wind is so strong it could literally just blow us away. Even the house seems like it's about to buckle under like the force and pressure of the dust storm. Oh no. Now they really need a feather duster. At least a fire wasn't started with the lamp.
Grab your pillow. Sleep in with Tom.
Wouldn't the pillow also be dusty? Oh my goodness. You can see his muscles through his shirt right there.
It's gravity.
How's gravity doing that?
Coordinates.
The ghost is giving us coordinates.
But you don't know what you're gonna find.
And that is why I can't take you.
Almost made me sneeze when he opened that door.
Grandpa will be home in a while. Tell him I call him on the radio.
Oh, do they have to use radios for everything because they don't have like phones or something? She hid in here. She really wants to go. Oh, he's smiling though. He'll let it slide.
Make yourself useful.
Aww. Oh, I love their bond, you guys. Oh. Oh, this makes me miss my dad a little bit. No one at all, Tori, talks about her dead dad. So did they ever like change this tire or?
Didn't you bring the bolt cutters?
That's my girl.
Oh, to hear "That's my girl" from Matthew. Lucky. He's wearing a jacket that reminds me of the jackets like Joel Miller wears in The Last of Us. Why did that jump scared me? Oh my god.
Don't be afraid.
Sorry, the screaming in retrospect is kind of funny. And then the way it cut off.
Where's my daughter?
Don't make me take you down again. Sit down.
Is this block of metal talking to us? Anne Hathaway!
Your daughter is fine. Bright kid. Must have a very smart mother.
What an interesting thing to say. Oh! That was a diss to us. That was a diss to Cooper.
I don't know anything about you. I don't know anything about this place.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Huh? What? What is going on here? Oh, I love him. It's Alfred, you guys.
We learned these coordinates from an anomaly.
What sort of anomaly?
Seneca Crane.
It was gravity.
Or NASA.
This is NASA?
The same NASA you flew for.
Oh, him flying? He flew for NASA? I thought he was just military or something. I don't know. This is what's left of NASA?
We're not meant to save the world. We're meant to leave it.
Oh, so they need to find another inhabitable planet?
We need a pilot, and this is the mission that you were trained for.
Convenient that he wandered into their gates then, right? If they need him.
But something sent you here. They chose you.
Well, who's they?
Fate and dust and gravity.
How long would I be gone?
Years.
I've got kids, Professor.
Get out there and save them.
That's a pretty convincing sentence.
Hit a wormhole? No, a wormhole's not a naturally occurring phenomenon.
Someone placed it there.
You can place wormholes?
The bravest humans ever to live.
And they haven't come back?
And one system shows promise.
One system with 3 potential worlds?
This is exciting to him. He's intrigued. He's like intellectually stimulated by this, which is probably something he's been lacking for a while.
The first gravitational anomalies changed everything.
You know what? That's why they got so excited at the conference table when Murph mentioned gravity, is because of all of this.
Find us a new home, and by the time you return, I will have solved the problem of gravity.
You have to leave his kids, though?
If you're leaving, just go.
Oh, he is gonna go. Oh, she barricaded herself in there. Oh, Murph.
I need to fix this before I go.
Don't keep it broken so you have to stay.
Oh.
We're just here to be memories for our kids.
Why does that hit? Why, like...
Time will run differently for us.
Yeah. Maybe by the time I get back, we might even be the same age.
I think that's making it worse for her. Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
I love you. Forever. You hear me?
Look at the book. Look at the book.
How'd it go?
Did he look at the book? What is the ghost saying now? Or gravity, or whatever it is.
Go for it. Main engine start.
He looked, no! He looked for her and she came back out. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around.
1. Is everybody good? Plenty of slaves for my robot colony?
That's kind of funny.
I have a cue light I can use when I'm joking, if you like. Yeah, you can use it to find your way back into the ship after I blow you out the airlock.
Oh my god.
What's your humor setting, Doc? Bring it on down to 75, please.
Oh, I needed that humor, low-key. This is like the worst hanky I could have chosen. I got this at my dad's funeral. My aunt, she gave this to, you know, all the women. I think it was some Irish tradition or something, but we all got these like hand crocheted like little hankies at the funeral. It's like, hey, your dad died, but look, you're a part of the club now. Anytime I see like a father-daughter relationship on screen or in a game, I'm just like, get it away from me. I can't. Cut the cameras, dead ass. I can't do this. So this is my dad's it's my dad's work vest. I grew up with him wearing this like every day for the better part of my childhood, and it was really important to me to grab this from his shop when we had to, you know, clear out all of it. And it's not my usual style. I usually wear things with a little more pink, but whenever I miss him a lot, I'll find myself putting it on to like feel closer to him. So for the rest of this movie, I think I'm gonna put it on.
It's hard leaving everything.
We're going to be spending a lot of time together.
We should learn to talk.
Emma not to.
Oh, she wants to be left alone.
Absolute honesty isn't always the most diplomatic form of communication with emotional beings.
90% it is, Dr. Brand.
They're gonna bone, huh? At least I hope so. I think that is such a funny shape for a robot, you know? Just a wall of metal. Is this film like grainy for a reason? It's not just like a filter with... Did they film this on like physical film or something? Like, you know? I mean, 2014 wasn't that long ago. Movies looked like this maybe in like that like Tom Hanks Apollo movie. They were like this grainy, but they're not really this grainy in 2014 anymore unless it's by choice. So it really makes me wonder if they like filmed on like physical film or, you know, like something like that. I don't know, because like when I do photo shoots in physical film, it has like this beautiful like grainy quality to it that you don't really get with digital. So I'm just kind of wondering if this is filter or not, or I'm sure someone in the comments section can like answer this for me. I'm sure Google could too, but it's so much more fun to get information from you guys. Is this like a really tense, difficult thing to do? Connect to this other thing?
Nice and easy, Doyle. Nice and easy.
They're all praying like it's like a really like, they only got one shot at it kind of deal. So it leads me to believe they only had one shot at that kind of deal. Like all the technology in this film looks old except for the robot. Like it all looks outdated as fuck, which is probably deliberate, right? It was probably on purpose. Like the computer Cooper was on in the beginning with the drone and everything. It's like a 2007 Dell. Maybe that's when they stopped manufacturing computers. Ooh. Well, because in 2014 they said, one guy said, oh, 7 years ago was when all this food stuff started happening. So yeah, 2007 computer, it does kind of track. Oh, the music's beautiful here. It makes me think of ballet music. What we'd hear in Giselle. In Act 2 of Giselle.
You right?
Yeah, I just need a minute.
To go to space, don't you have to have like a lot of training? You have to be able to withstand like certain G-force and like you have to go through like physical training, not like always mental stuff. I'm sure you have to do that too, or technical stuff like piloting aircrafts and whatnot, but like actual physical training to be able to like do this kind of stuff. And it felt like Cooper did none of that. Like he's probably had experience with it before in the past because he was like a pilot and driver of aircraft or whatever they're called, but he didn't do like any G-force training in recent years from what we saw. And I feel like that's usually something you have to have, right?
We've calculated 2 years to Saturn.
It's a lot of Dramamine.
Is that an anti-nausea? I prefer my Zofran.
Rage against the dying of the light.
I like space movies, you guys. I liked Gravity with Sandra Bullock. I liked The Martian with Matt Damon. I think it was Matt Damon. And I liked the Apollo, I think it was the Apollo movie with Tom Hanks.
Human life.
Oh, he's going into cryo sleep or whatever. It's a little freaky, isn't it? See, even he thinks it's trippy. Kind of shuddered right there.
You don't think nature can be evil?
No. Formidable, frightening, but no, not evil.
I like that perspective.
This crew represents the best of humanity.
Even me, huh?
You know what? We agreed 90%.
You know, they have some chemistry together, you know? It looks like they're being lowered into the ground, like at a funeral.
Dr. Brand and Edmund, they close?
I also have a discretion setting, Cooper.
Not a poker face, Lane.
I love this robot, you guys. He's so cute.
The next time you hear from Cooper, they'll be coming up on Saturn.
How long does it take for messages to transmit back and forth with where they're at in space back to Earth?
Murph is a bright spark. Maybe I should fan the flame.
Is he offering to train her to become like him and his daughter?
This gets to me, Cooper. Out there for millions of miles. Won't kill us in seconds.
You know that some of the finest yachtsmen in the world don't know how to swim. We're explorers, right? This is our boat.
He's very comforting to his fellow crew members. He's got definitely a lot of leadership qualities, right? He's keeping morale up. He's encouraging, generous because he's sharing his own headphones. Like, who the fuck is playing like bass outside my window for like the last hour? Who's it been? I have words to share with them.
Can we stop the spinning?
Why?
Because we're close enough to see it now.
Is there an advantage to the spinning though?
That's it. That's the wormhole.
Say it, don't spray it, Ron.
Say it, don't spray it.
So they say you want to go from here to there. Wormhole bends space like this, so you can take a shortcut through. What's a circle in 3 dimensions?
Sphere.
Oh, I like that explanation. Oh, that looks scary and cool.
The others made it, right? At least some of them.
Some? Oh, wormholes are pretty. You know, this movie makes me want to learn more about space. Well, so we went through it successfully, right? Oh, those are scary and concerning noises to hear. I mean, if that's the last thing we see before we die, though, it's a pretty cool thing to see.
All you can do is record and observe.
Smile and wave, y'all. Smile and wave. Oh, that's really weird. Our hands look different. Are we gonna be able to navigate our way back through the wormhole ever?
First handshake.
We're here.
So this is a different galaxy.
Gravity on that planet will slow our clock compared to Earth's.
Every hour we spend on that planet will be 7 years back on Earth.
Oh, relativity's terrible.
Dr. Mann's data is promising, right? But it's going to take us months to get there. And Edmund's, it's even further.
So do they only get to choose one person to follow? Because they all split off?
So Tars, you should definitely stay here. Case, you're with me.
Oh, there's 2 robots now. How did I miss that?
I wouldn't leave you behind, Dr. Brand.
Thanks. Thanks for the reassurance.
You don't say much, do you?
Tars talks plenty for both of us.
What's his humor setting at? I love these robots. They also sound so human. It's beautiful. That little plane is Miller's planet.
I'm gonna spiral down on top of it. Everybody hang on.
Are we landing in the water?
Very graceful.
No, but very efficient.
They're all looking at him in horror. So how do they find Miller? Because we're trying to find a person here in her samples, right? I'm like, is this a very shallow body of water? Like how? I have so many questions, you guys. How did they know this was within walking shallowness, you know?
This way.
At least the Bobot knows something. Where's Miller's ship? Why wouldn't they have just landed near Miller's ship?
Signal's coming from here.
Miller's dead. Ooh. That was from her ship? Well, if she's not here, we have to go to another planet, right?
No waves.
Oh god. We need to get out of here then, right? Is there one moving towards us? Oh my god.
I got it.
It's heavy though. Oh, it's so cool the way that it moves. I'm scaring her like a baby. Oh, and they're schmoving too. We lost him though. Can we use this by any chance to take off or no? We just have to ride it out. Oh wow, I'm surprised it wasn't worse. We seem to be fine, except we lost a man, but...
I was trying to do the right thing!
Can you tell that to Doyle?
Oh.
She was broken up by a wave soon after impact. On this planet's time, she probably just died minutes ago.
You eggheads. You have the survival skills of a Boy Scout troop.
You eggheads.
What's this gonna cost us, Brand?
Decades.
I really wish someone was here right now to explain this to me because I'm a little lost as to why we're being set back decades. Like, we can't leave. What is preventing us from leaving? Is it the water in the engine that we have to wait to get rid of? Or, like, what is setting us back decades? Is it the loss of, what's his name, Doyle? Did he have information that we needed? Or did we successfully retrieve Miller's info? Or is it the fact that we just like went to the wrong planet because Miller's dead, so she didn't even have time to get info? So did we just pick the wrong planet, wrong person to go to, and we should have gone to another planet where someone might have been alive? Which one is the reason why we're being set back decades and why everyone's so upset, except for the fact that we lost a person? Rip. Super upsetting. But besides that, why is everyone feeling real defeated here? I guess where I'm getting confused is because they knew that an hour, they knew going into this planet that like an hour here would be like 7 years. So I don't understand why they're suddenly so upset that they've spent like an hour here, or one of the robots said 45 minutes to an hour. It's exactly as predicted. They've spent 7 years here. So that there's some sort of disconnect happening, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm missing some piece of information.
Cooper?
Is there another wave coming?
Helmets on! Blow the cabin oxygen through the main thrusters.
That's him, huh?
By now it must be.
It's 23 years, 4 months, 8 days.
Oh, that's a little more than 7, huh?
Messages span 23 years.
Hey, Dad. Look at this. I kind of wanted to call him Coop, but Lois says maybe next time. Oh, Grandpa died last week. We buried him out in the back 40 next to Mom and Jesse.
Smurf?
Hey, Dad. You son of a bitch. You once told me that when you came back, we might be the same age. And today I'm the age you were when you left.
To find we've failed.
Then let's succeed.
It only has to work once.
So he did train her to be like his daughter.
For years we've been trying to solve the equation without changing the underlying assumption about time.
Can we take this point up at another time? I want to talk to my daughter.
He's avoiding something. What's he avoiding?
We no longer have the fuel to visit both prospects, so we have to choose. They're both promising.
There should be something in the data that stands out.
You once said that Dr. Mann was the best of us, and he's sending a very unambiguous message telling us to come to his planet.
Edmund's data is more promising.
Well, I think the person who's usually, you know, still alive on their planet is probably a good indicator of something. So maybe that makes up for, or that maybe might be an equalizer for the case of going to what's-his-face's planet as opposed to Edmund's planet. So Edmund's planet has better promising data, but Mann still being alive, I think, brings the data up to here. I think it makes it that promising. So they're on equal playing fields. I'd say we go with the more certain route.
She's in love with Wolf Edmonds.
Yes. Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
I like the idea of that too.
The tiniest possibility of seeing Wolf again excites me. That doesn't mean I'm wrong.
It might.
Because she might be too biased. Because they would be the other guy's one chance, her love's one chance getting back home if he was alive.
TARS, chart a course for Dr. Mann.
We're gonna lose about a third again.
Oh.
Next year I'm gonna work Nelson's farm and I'll make it up.
Thanks. It was delicious.
Look at that corn.
Coop.
So he does have a son named Coop now. And somehow that house is still standing, hasn't been knocked over by a dust storm yet.
If you're wrong, you will have a very personal decision to make. You might have to decide between seeing your children again and the future of the human race. I trust you'll be as objective then.
Oh, some tension. They've been quasi-family members these 20 years, huh?
I'll finish what you started.
Forgive me, Beth.
There's nothing to forgive.
I lied to you.
About what?
There was no need for him to come back. There was no way to help us.
Did my father know?
To not go.
No. You can't leave.
So there's no way for them to come back? Oh my god. Are the clouds solid? This is the promising planet, Dr. Mann's. I don't know, it doesn't look very hospitable to me. Is he gonna be dead in here? Oh, is he just in sleep? Is this Matt Damon? Probably hasn't seen someone in so long. Wait, has it been like 25 years for him since he saw someone?
Tell us about your world.
Our world, we hope. Our world is cold, stark.
Can you grow stuff here? Like wheat?
Down at the surface, there is breathable air.
Dr. Brand, Case is relaying a message for you from his home station.
Oh, about her dad. No. Oh no.
Brand, did you know? You knew. This was all a sham. You left us here to suffocate, to starve.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
I do. Amelia, your father solved his equation before I even left. The equation couldn't reconcile relativity with quantum mechanics. He was prepared to destroy his own humanity in order to save the species. He made an incredible sacrifice.
No.
And he sent his own daughter as a sacrifice?
We're running out of time.
How much time do we have left?
Have one last crack at the black hole. It's a chance for the people on Earth. If he's equipped to transmit every form of energy that can pulse.
Just when did this probe become a he?
Oh, I kind of feel bad for the robot.
You better slow down, Turbo. Safety first, Case, remember.
Safety first, Cooper.
Wait, so did Case take the entire ship? Wait, what did he take? How did he... Huh? Huh?
How long have you had that cough?
A while.
It's getting worse and worse, the air. Wait, this is the robot coming back from sending a probe out, right? That kind of looks like fun.
Our survival instinct is our single greatest source of inspiration.
I had my survival instinct kick in a little earlier today, and I suddenly got so creative with how to troubleshoot things. Like, the way it kicked in so quickly, it was kind of funny. It was with my toenail that folded in half. That's what my survival instinct extends to. is the great toenail incident of 2024. It just fucking folds in half, and like I have to come up with all these ways to how to fold it back and get it back to where it's supposed to be, because toenails aren't supposed to be vertical. Like, no, because like the level of ingenuity I had to have to get this thing to life horizontal again, like I'm actually kind of proud. So he's kind of spitting.
It's bad. They cannot stay here.
You know it's bad when the doctor like just says it's bad in front of the patient and doesn't even try to like break it gently. Like if a doctor's just saying it's bad like to your face in front of you, it's like catastrophically bad. Oh my god, why are we doing this? Huh?
I can't let you leave with that ship. We're gonna need it to complete the mission. We cannot survive here.
You have to leave. Right now. You have a responsibility.
Oh, Jesus! Coop, get her stuff. She's going on. You faked all the data. Yeah.
Why?
I knew that if I just pressed that button and...
If his data was promising enough, someone would save him. Oh my god. What a piece of fucking shit! But that's survival instinct, huh? Well, if this isn't humanity in a nutshell, right?
Nobody's going with you.
You gonna wait for your next kid to die?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Humanity is always consistently like fighting, you know, that's like our thing. So at least we can always manage to do that.
Don't judge me, Cooper.
Oh, I think I judge him a little bit.
Because I want to save all of us. For you, Cooper.
Oh, don't act like this is for me. This is for you.
I can't watch you go through this. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Do you see your children?
Bruh. She's turning around. He turned off his comms.
Cooper, we're coming. Case!
There's a security lockout, sir.
What's his face? Shut down the robot on purpose, maybe.
Kip there really did most of the legwork. Ultimately, I decommissioned it.
This data makes no sense.
The robot was storing the false data, and that's why he like decommissioned the robot.
We're coming right now.
He has seen his kids. Is she burning the field so that they have no reason to stay?
Man, it's lying.
Stop back from those!
Please don't
Stop
make
back!
So, what just exploded? What? Oh my god. He did that so he can take the ship?
He did not survive.
If he takes control of that ship, we're dead.
Oh.
He doesn't know the endurance docking procedure. Not since Tars disabled it.
Nice.
Nice.
What's your trust setting, Tars? Lower than yours, apparently.
Oh, those robots are the comedic relief I need. Oh.
Do not attempt docking. Please respond.
If he messes it up, will it mess up that like ship for us if we dock? I guess that's my question right now.
Auto docking sequence withheld.
Let's go.
Unauthorized.
Let's fucking go. Is he gonna try and do it manually? Oh, I don't like this. Oh, but it's not letting him.
Override.
Hatch lockout. Okay. Alright, this is good. Must be so hard to type in those gloves.
Hatch lockout disengaged.
So he got it.
I repeat, do not open the hatch. If you open the hatch, the airlock will depressurize.
Wait, that's good for us though, right? Not for him, but that's good for us, right?
Okay, pull back. Retro thrusters, everything we've got, okay?
He's gonna blow up the entire thing.
Brand?
For everyone, I think.
This is about all mankind. There is a moment.
Oh, there is a moment indeed. So now we don't get to use it. Oh, we need to run, right? Those probably will hit us fast, right? Like, right? All the debris? We can't do a collision.
Analyze the endurance's spin.
But we're going toward it?
Docking.
With this rotational speed? Oh my god!
Initiating spin.
Come on. Oh, we got it.
Come on, baby.
I'm too mature to make a comment.
Red into gargantuous pool.
Oh. Well, how do we stop it? How do we stop getting into Gargantuan's pull? That's time. That's bad. We will never get back home to Earth.
We're slipping towards Gargantua.
Can we disconnect some parts of the ship from other parts of the ship and get rid of the damaged parts and only control the non-damaged parts? Or is that not how it works?
The backup generator kicked in, so the system's stable. They're all good.
Okay, so we're fine.
The navigational hub has been completely destroyed.
Oh.
We don't have enough life support to make it back to Earth, but...
Oh. So we're never gonna... There's no hope of making it back home now. Oh.
Why does TARS have to detach?
Oh, we have to shed the weight to escape the gravity.
You can't ask TARS to do this for us.
He's a robot.
Cooper, you asshole.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit there.
If I can find a way to transmit the quantum data I'll find in there, they might still make it.
How would the quantum data save them, though? What data would be important enough, would be useful enough to save people on Earth? Unless there's snacks in the quantum data. Unless there's calories in the quantum data. Oh my god, the music.
Well, this whole maneuver is gonna cost us 51 years.
You don't sound so bad for pushing 120.
See you on the other side, Coop.
Ranger 2, prepare to detach.
What? No! No!
You gotta leave something behind. Detach.
Oh. What is all this stuff? Just like little granules. Oh, we're not gonna make it. We have to eject in this? In the middle of a... What is happening? Where are we? Oh, we're interacting with the past and time and... Amelia was always talking about beings that were directing them and giving them like the black hole or the wormhole or whatever the fuck it is. Like, are we the being Amelia was talking about? Are we the one that put it there for humanity?
Hey!
Stay. He's sending the message to himself. He's telling himself to stay, but he's not gonna listen.
Don't let me leave, Merv! No! No! No!
It was you.
She put it together.
Cooper. Come in, Cooper.
Oh my god. Wait, is there hope? Is there hope?
They constructed this three-dimensional space inside their five-dimensional reality to allow you to understand it.
Gravity can cross the dimensions.
It was gravity the entire time.
They didn't bring us here to change the past.
Then why did they bring us here?
Well, they didn't bring us here at all.
Huh?
We brought ourselves.
So he is the being.
Could be the coordinates for NASA in binary.
Oh my god, he's the one who did that. Who gave them the coordinates.
Love, Tars, love. It's just like Brand said. My connection with Murph, it is quantifiable. Now watch. We code the data into the movement of the second hand.
They can do that? They can do that? Oh my god. There's no fucking way.
Dad's gonna save us.
But how? How does he have information that's gonna save them though? What information does he have that's gonna save them? What is in the quantum data that's gonna save them though? Because Plan A didn't work out. Is the quantum data gonna tell them to go to Edmund's planet? Is that... Do not tell me that's what's in the quantum data. I think it's gonna tell them to go to Edmund's planet, where Anne Hathaway is, where Amelia is.
They're not beings. They're us.
Cooper, people couldn't build this.
No, not yet. One day.
That's our ship. Oh my god. Oh my god, that moment from earlier with her hand. He's the one waving to her. Where are we? Huh? How did we get here? Are we on Edmund's planet or are we on Earth?
Actually, you are 124 years old.
Where are we? Where are we?
The Rangers found you with only minutes left in your oxygen supply.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's so weird. We're on Edmund's planet.
Cooper Station. currently orbiting Saturn.
Well, nice you to name it after me.
Well, the station isn't named after you, sir. It's named after your daughter. She'll be here in a couple weeks.
A couple weeks?
She is far too old to be transferred
She's
to
old.
another station. But
He's alive. Oh, they're gonna get to see each other again.
personally,
It's our house. How did she get her? How did she get our house here? Did they make it into a museum? Oh my god, they made it into a museum.
she did confirm just how much she loved farming.
Oh, she did she?
How did they get it here? How did they deconstruct it and build it back?
It's that power source was shot, but we could get you another one if you want to.
Yes. Honesty, new setting, 95%.
95, not 100, but 95.
Humor,
100.
75.
No, I wanted more humor.
Auto self-destruct, T-10.
Let's make that 60%.
That was funny. I'm telling you, the redeeming quality of this movie, the only thing keeping me going is the comic relief.
She's been in cryosleep for almost 2 years.
You told him I like farming. It was me, Murph. I was your ghost.
I know. But I knew you'd come back.
How?
Because my dad promised me. No parent should have to watch their own child die. You go.
Where?
Brand. She's out there, setting up camp in her new home.
I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna take a minute and collect myself, and then I'll be back to to wrap up this video. That was Interstellar from 2014, directed by Christopher Nolan. Oh my goodness, was that a fabulous movie, and in a way I think it was really cathartic for me too. I have a tendency to try to avoid like anything with a father-daughter relationship in film, games, whatever, and you know, sometimes it just can't be avoided. I think if I'd known, I might have avoided this, but I don't really look up synopses before I sit down and do these, which I kind of want to start doing in the future. But there were so many ups and downs, like with, you know, Mann's betrayal and everything. Oh my goodness, that was a gut punch. Like, what a selfish dude. Fucking hate that guy. Me and all my homies hate Dr. Mann. And at first I thought that when he woke up he'd be on Edmund's planet, but it turns out I think they were just on a space station orbiting Saturn, was it? And then eventually they're gonna go to Edmund's planet, where she's already started the process of making a colony for them. And you know, there were a lot of points in this movie where I was like sitting watching, I was like, wow, I'm really fucking stupid, I have no idea what's happening. But I think I understood just enough to be able to enjoy it. I think I don't think it was necessary that I understood every single aspect of it. Like, I'm a little uncertain of how the whole fifth dimensional stuff works, but I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna, like, what's it called, get bogged down by all those details. I think what matters is that they were right about love. Like, Amelia was right about, I guess, the power of love, and I think that's like a really lovely theme. Like, I'd understand if he was the being or if there were other beings, or what I do understand is that he was able to get the message back to Murph. He was able to save humanity, and he was able to see her one last time. Being able to see your parent one last time is like, it meant everything, and I hold it very, very dear to my heart. So I'm really, really, really happy they got to see each other one last time. With the way my brain works and everything, it's really easy for me to push things kind of out of sight, out of mind. Like, it's not always a conscious thing I do. I'd say rarely it's a conscious thing that I do. If I don't see someone, it's not often that I think of them. I just think about my own little projects and my own little activities and my own little schedule, and I just kind of stick to that. But in a way, it's been a double-edged sword, you know, losing my dad, because on one hand I've had to lose him, but on the other hand, I don't think of it like all the time, so it's easier to it's almost easier to deal with it, you know. In a way, I'm actually really grateful for like moments like this where I can't avoid it. I let myself have 3 hours where I could think of him and miss him, and remember how much he loved me. Just like how Cooper, you know, loves Murph. And it's such a sweet thought, you know, that I kind of sat down to watch a movie about space, and it ended up being a movie about love. About a parent's love for their kid and a kid's love for their parent. I think it ends up being a very meaningful experience for me, and I'm actually kind of happy we did it. Would I watch this again? I don't know. I don't know if I could do it again, but I'll always hold this experience with you guys pretty close. And well, that's assuming if I ever release this. This one might be too personal for me to release. I might not. Nobody might ever see this. I don't know if this reaction will ever see the light of day, but if it does, I hope you enjoyed having this experience with me, because I think it's a good one. I think this is a testament to like the power of, you know, good film or good music, and or both of those things together combining to create an experience. But for a moment there, like, I almost thought for a second that like I felt my dad's presence, just for a second. I'm not crazy or anything, but despite the tears, I actually had a good time. And God, I love the music and the cinematography, and all I'm gonna do after I take off my eyelashes and take off my makeup and take a shower, like, I'm gonna sit in bed on YouTube and I'm gonna watch behind the scenes videos. I want to know how they made this movie, and I know my dad really loved this movie. Oh man, I'd give a lot to be able to know what he was thinking when he watched this, and I wonder if he thought of me. He's here in a way. He was able to watch it with me. And I got to have another movie night with Dad, watching a movie he liked. So I think I'm gonna watch something light and easy next time we watch a movie commentary together. If you are seeing this, if this video ever sees the light of day, I hope you enjoyed sharing this experience with me. Make sure you give your parents a hug. And until the next episode of whatever we're doing, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye guys.